Hello and welcome here in Portugal in the area all around Lisbon with the brand new VW T-Roc. The SUV is positioned below the T-Roc and below the Tiguan, but above the upcoming VW Polo SUV. VW is trying a brand new concept with this car, the lifestyleish way. You can completely individualize the exterior of the car, mentioning the body color and the roof color, so all in all you have 28 variations of the color scheme with this car. As already mentioned, VW is trying a completely new way concerning its design. Of course, you can see it on a first sight. This is a VW, for example, with the big VW badge and the all-new grille. But VW is trying a completely new way, the lifestyleish way, with the white roof and the blue body. Additionally, the day driving lights are not here and the standard front lights. No, they're here and they can change their function. If you turn on the indicators, this switches from white into the yellow indicator. The VW T-Roc is a lifestyle. We already mentioned the white roof and the white mirrors. Additionally, we have these curvy fenders here and in the back, which give the car a little more shape. And if you look from the front, the car looks way wider than it actually is. Also, the car is a little bit shorter as you would expect. The chrome trim enlarged the car, but actually it's only 423, which is a little bit shorter than the Golf and especially shorter, of course, than the VW Tiguan. Here at the rear of the VW T-Roc, you can clearly see this is an SUV. This is indicated by this under-ride protection. Additionally, we have LED lights, and you can see this car looks really shapy and wide, which is due to the horizontal lines. We are on tour with the brand new VW T-Roc with the 2.0 TSI engine. It generates 140 kilowatts or 190 horsepower. And if you want, it feels quite sporty. If you put the pedal to the metal, you really get pushed into the seat, which is nice. And that fits quite well for around about 200 horses. On the other hand, you don't necessarily have to drive sporty. You have some kind of drive select here, so you can individualize the ride, the steering. You can put it into sport mode, into comfort mode, into standard or normal mode, or you can completely individualize it. So have a sporty setup for the steering like I do, have a comfortable setup for the ride, which is quite good for the not very good streets here in Lisbon. So the individualism is not only focused on the style of this car, but on the driving behavior also. The decision for transmission is not that easy, because you have the choice between a 6-speed manual gearbox, which is very precise and as you would expect it from a VW, or, as we have it, the 7-speed double clutch system. It is not as sovereign as you would expect it, because if you put the foot down, it takes a little second to get full acceleration. And in stop-and-go traffic, sometimes it's a little bit stressed. It's shifting up, it's shifting down. My recommendation would be the 6-speed gearbox, the manual one. So, what can you expect under the bonnet of the all-new VW T-Roc? Today we are on tour with a 2-liter TDI diesel engine with 110 kilowatts or 150 horses, which is capable to accelerate up to 200 kilometers per hour. Of course, we did not try this here in Portugal because it's absolutely illegal. Then you have the choice between two gasoline engines. First of all, the 1.0 TSI 3-cylinder engine with 85 kilowatts or 115 horses, and the 2-liter TSI with 140 kilowatts or 190 horses. This, by the way, is quite sporty and makes a lot of fun on the road. What would you expect from this brand new car? You would expect brand new technology. And that's exactly what you get. You get digital instruments where you can show, for example, a big sat-nav map. You can show round instruments or the car settings, for example, as you wish. Additionally, you get an 8-inch sat-nav system which has 2 turning knobs. And this is not new, this is actually quite old, but if you compare it to the 9.2-inch system, for example, in the Golf, where these turning knobs just disappeared, this is a big advantage, because if you have to concentrate on the street, like here, for example, with motorcyclists driving quite dangerously, you don't have to look there, you just make this turn and use it blindly. And that's very nice. Talking about safety systems in the Volkswagen T-Roc. As you could expect it from a brand new car, this is fully equipped with Santa's little helpers, as you could say. We go with a traffic assistant, so if the car is in front of you, slow down. You don't have to have your foot on the pedals, the car is doing it on its own. Additionally, there is some lane keeping assistant. You can really take your hands off the steering wheel, which is, by the way, not allowed because autonomous driving is not legal yet, but it's doing a quite good job. So, under the line, to sum it all up, this VW drives as you would expect it. All the systems work fine without any drawback and increase your driving safety.
So the name for the T-Roc, the T refers to all our SUVs within the portfolio. So the Tiguan and the Touareg all start with a T. And of course the Roc stands for a really rocky, progressive design language we have with this car. And with all those self-confidence, we put a really self-confident name, the T-Roc. So if we look at the positioning of the car, with the new generation of the Tiguan, we just fill the gap for the small, compact SUVs. We have a really progressive design language, especially the C-pillar with the coupe character of the car gives it its own positioning within the brand, so a brand new model with its own positioning below the Tiguan. So especially if you look on all the individualization options we find within the car, we are really looking for a young urban customer clientele within the segment. So we want to bring the young customers within the SUV segment to the T-Roc.
What can you expect from this space in the brand new VW T-Roc? Here, in the first row on the front seats, you have plenty of space. I'm around about 190. I have enough space over my head for my elbows, and everything's perfectly adjustable, so I can find a perfect seating position in this car. As you can say, what you expect from a VW. In the second row, it's a little bit smaller than you would expect it, but it's still fine for 4 grown-ups. And you have to take into consideration that it's in the hierarchy in the VW portfolio below the VW Tiguan, so it has to be a little bit smaller. But this is no big drawback. If you don't need the space of the Tiguan, this is the car you want to go for. We are at the end of our review about the brand new VW T-Roc. And at the end of the day, what could you expect from this SUV? Well, it's a VW, and that's very positive, because it brings all the positive characteristics you would expect from VW. It drives well, it looks good, and additionally, it delivers some kind of lifestyle. Would you expect this from VW? Additionally, you get modern technique, for example, with the digital instruments or the 8-inch sat-nav system, which works quite well and has a turning knob so you can use it blindly. And with all this, the VW T-Roc is appealing to young people. And that's exactly what VW is looking for. The only question is, which engine will sell best?